So, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Bosch Trading. This is pre-market. This is the pre-market show on Bosch Trading. I just got back from my previous engagement that I had this morning, so I couldn't do the early bird show, but I'm doing this pre-market show right now. It's 7:30 Eastern time and it's 1:30 in Amsterdam. And I'm just looking at HBP now, Huttig Building Products or something. Just had this enormous move up here just a while ago. I think it was just 30 minutes ago or something. No, not even 30 minutes ago. Not only when you're an early bird, you can make these nice trades, but also when you see something happening like this, you can really, in this volume coming in here, relative high volume compared to what was the volume before. So this is 24,000. That's not a lot, of course, but when you relate it to this volume here, then it is a lot. And it just made this nice move from 504 to 565-ish. And a little bit, 578 even. I see here 578. So just came in and looked at that and thought, well, this is a nice trade. And will it be a nice trade for when markets open? This is what it did yesterday, this huge move. And you think, well, is this going to be a second day mover? And lo and behold, it is. So trading this one now is going to be difficult because you have to go back to 2019 to see this high here. Maybe we could even go to the monthlies to see what happened here. So here you have this high of 570 and it's now at 578. On the monthlies, and so the next level will be on 630 if you think that 2019 is still a level for a stock like this, but I don't think it is. So you have only blue sky above here because these levels from 2019, I don't believe in playing those. So in playing this right now, when markets go open in 2 hours, then what you really want to see is it falls back here to 504-ish, or if it goes back to VWAP and holds VWAP, that's also a good move, and you can trade it with a setup from VWAP to the upside. 565 was a level for some time, but now we're just going to move it up here to 578, and you might also consider this one here at 550. Nice number. This is post-market high, and this is now pre-market high. So if it gets up any further than this, then you might also want to play it from these levels, 550, 578, and otherwise from 504 and then to the upside again. So that's HBP for you right now. Then we have some other movers. Pfizer, for example. Pfizer got up at the same moment almost as HBP that we saw just now. So this is the 1 minute on my right hand side of the screen, and on the left side you see the 5 minutes. Enormous spike up and rejection, then trying to get there again, and another rejection. That's at 40.65. And I don't think that this is a real wick, to be honest. It's just what happens sometimes. So if you want to look at trading this one on the day, then it Pfizer made this nice move up during the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's a little bit longer even. It's 2 months really. Made this nice move up. Now a little bit consolidation here. Let's remove those lines. Consolidation here, had this big day here yesterday. I don't think this is a real spike. This is just software going nuts, I think. And now it wants to go to maybe the top of December when all this COVID news came out. So this might just be a target if you are a swing trader. If you are a day trader, then you should trade this on price action. And what I want to see, of course, is that it will break this 40.65 level. And as a trader to the upside, I really want to see this one going down here to 39.98, so to the 40 mark here, and then trade up again to make a play to the higher level here at 40.65. So price is certainly in play today, and not a lot of levels to call, I think, but 40.65 and 40 are the two levels that you can play this one off from. Then one that was on my radar also yesterday, even played that one in the late afternoon. Got up again from this move yesterday. So this was the complete move yesterday, including post-market. Now we are just here, and you're trading in the dark a little bit now if you are here in this area, because, well, yeah, no levels to be found on a daily. So if you go back to the 1 minute, then what you want to see is that it's holding VWAP. Right now it isn't, as you can see here. So VWAP is now around the post-market close at 676. And the open is here at 654-ish. You don't want it to go back to 384 because it's used to be this really small, almost penny stock just a few weeks ago. And if it falls to this level again, then it rarely gets up during the day. So you really want this one to be strong and get it above VWAP if you're a long bias player. If you're a short bias player, what you want to see then is that it's gets up here to VWAP, and then a lot of short players will come in, and you can trade this one down, and you have to recognize these levels that I drew in here. So if you play this first one to go down, then it's from 675 to 654, so that's not a lot of room. So maybe you want to see this one below 654 if you're a short player, and then to the downside. If you want to play it to the upside, then really play it above VWAP, because you really need it to hold its strength. So that's PRPO. Another one that we discussed a few times now is VXRT. This is VXRT. With this enormous move up, then tried again and again. So this 11 point really is a level for you, 11.10-ish, and this one is at 11 exactly, and this one is also 11 exactly. So for the long side, you needed to get above that 11. It's now at 970, so that's a big call, I think. But well, you've seen this one move before. So in pre-market, it's tried to reach that 1110 again, came to the 11 point that we just pointed out on the daily. So this is the 11. This was post-markets, then came down, tried to get up again here in pre-market. So this is pre-market high now. And you can see that it has a lot of trouble getting above this level here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish attempts to get above 10. And then traded back up to 11. So I really would say 10 is a level, open and close are close to each other. So that's always a level for me too. And you might also say that this here is a level, although it's not as strong as the other levels because of the volume. So on VXRT, I'm calling 929, 998, 11 and 1110 as the levels for playing it to either the upside or the downsides. Rain, you want to see UXIN. We talked about that one also. Good to see you here. So this is UXIN. Let's look at the daily. First, we drew this line, and you saw what happened. You wanted. I remember this one that we discussed this one. We discussed this line. You can see a little flagpole in it. No, it broke through, and this was a great play. Now it's consolidating here a little bit on the daily. 338. This one is 360. 320. Rid of that one. So this is on the daily some consolidation right now here. Just want to see what if I can recognize the pattern. Just it's overbought now. Let's. It has those tendencies to really move up like this and then just. I think that we discussed this one before on one of the shows. So this is similar to this one, and this is similar to this one. They are never exactly copying, of course, but you have this great big spikes up and then some kind of consolidation going down a little bit even. So for this one now to play, I will certainly look at this 272 level, this one, and this 357 level. For a small stock like this, then you still have 77 cents to play. So that's really something that's you can do, I think, if it's just staying in this range. And what's the story on a 1 minute? The story is that it's not getting a lot of volume here. Nice little bump up, but with no real volume. So hard to call this a level, although this post-market here is almost level with what we see in pre-market here now also. So 305 is also something that you have to take into consideration if you want to play this one. So for UXIN, I call 272, 305 and 357. Pawan, hi, also good morning or good afternoon for you. Look at BNTX. Let's look at BNTX. This is BNTX right now. BioNTech, also a mover of late. Look at the level where I played this one way back. They're still in here, so they can erase them now. Yes, this story of BNTX, what can I tell you? What can I tell you otherwise than look at price action for this one. You're trading now in the dark here because there are no levels obviously here. So if you really want a level, then you really could say that this high here at 216.15 would be a level. It closed at 216, I think, and then play it from there. But stocks like these, you really have to play them on price action, because I'm a level trader and I want to see levels in my charts to trade off from. So you really want to see if there's price action and enough volume to trade this one. I'm not daring to call any level for BNTX. What else do we got now? We've got also jobs moving. This is jobs. With this action here starting in pre-market, not with a lot of volume. Just here 10K something, so that's not a lot, but it's relative to what happened before here. If you took a look at this one and you wanted to play this one, then there was a $5 move, but it's very rare to catch those. It now tries to hold VWAP on a 1 minute. This is the big move that you see right now. After this long sloping path to the downsides, this is not an exact line, of course, but it doesn't matter anymore. It really broke out from that with some force, to say at least. So I would call here this 68.80 as a level right now for jobs. Seeing to if I can spot something else that's interesting for this one. No, that's it. I think these are the levels that you can trade this one from. So jobs is a 68.80. You want to see this one being the support here. If it gets down to 68.80, then you're in for a short till you reach this point of 63.15. That's a long shot for a stock that moves $2.16 on a day on average. For a $70 stock, that's obviously not a lot. So just want to check one more thing, if there's some news on job that we might not see. To open. Saw a story at 7:30 Eastern time. Somehow it, just bear with me one moment. Saw news at 7:30 on jobs, and when I tried to click it, it disappeared on me. It's an acquisition news. Okay, it's on acquisition news, so just might go. This might just be choppy the rest of the day. So if it's going to move, then please be sure that it stays between those lines 68.80 on the long side. And if you want to go short on this one, then 75 is a level. I also saw that Morgan Stanley rated this one at 70, so 70 might also be something that you want to look at right now. This is $70. All right. So that's jobs. And then another one that we looked at also yesterday was Fino, F-N-O. And Fino did this spectacular move, of course, in February. Let's erase those lines. Let's erase those lines. So it got up here, tested this 50 moving average yesterday, and rejected it, as you can see. And what you want to see right now, if it's $390 here is a level, not exactly, because you know this is just a little chop here with not a lot of volume. But when I look at this and there's no volume at all, and then relative volume comes in here post market, so this is all relative, of course, compared to that, but there is volume coming in here, so people are buying it at this level. And when you get this big poof to the upsides, when it's consolidating for a while, then it's, although this is not a level by normal standards here, it is a level for me if it's bought up there and going from there. And so I'm going to call that. It's now hardly traded in pre-market, so no volume at all on this one. So just staying around VWAP. So it's at 426. So you want to see this 319 holding for a reversal long. Resistance at 451 for a short to the downside, or when it breaks this one, then you can go to the upside. But if you do that, you have to recognize that this 50 EMA is very close to that 450, 441-ish. It's even a little higher, I think, 445. So let's erase those, and what you really want to see is that it's going to break this 50 moving average, and that's at 50.51. Okay, I've got one last sticker for you guys. DBVT. Is it DBVT? No, this is not DBVT. DBVT. This is the one. Well, looked at this before, as you can see. This is a gap up that's really strange. And gapping up again here. And trading quite normally when you see it here. And then also some spotted marks here in this area again. So a lot of red candles here. But this is another gap. So it has the tendency that it will fill that gap at some point. So as you can see here, so this one didn't fill this one, so this here is real strong. If you want to be in this on a long term, and if it falls back to 497, then this is a real strong level. You don't want to see this one below this level here. But the other gaps here are filled in 1 or 2 days. So that's, you can see that here, you can see that here. So here's this another gap here, not as big as the other gaps, but if you are a short player and you want to see this gap fill again here, then you should look at 638. And at 655 to the long side, and of course above 671, and well, because it was a level before, and then eventually to 688. It has to get some volume, of course, because this is not the volume that you want to see. But these levels, 638, 655, 671, and 688, you have to study those carefully, and you also can still say 614 can be a level if you short it from 655 to the downside to 638, and then looking at what's my next target, it could be 615. To the upside, it's 671 and then 688, and then all the way to blue skies above here. So those were my stocks for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure that you trade safely and that you have your own plan and your own strategy. This show was only for information purposes only, and happy trading for today, and I will see you all back tomorrow, first at the pre-market. No, not first at the pre-market, first at the early bird show, and after that at the pre-market show if I can make it there, but I will surely see you at the early bird show tomorrow morning. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow.